Hello, hello, hello. I'm so excited to be supporting you today and to be here and to be of service. So, hello, hello, hello. As always, I'm Rebecca Lockwood, your neuro-linguistic programming trainer, hypnosis trainer, and breakthrough coach trainer, and I'm here to support you in any way, shape, or form that I can. So, all of this week, we are answering some of the most common questions and comments that we've been having within the mindset group. And one of them is, I've got my notes here to make sure that I don't go off on a tangent, which is quite possible. The one that I'm talking about today is, how do I get motivated to do what I need to do? This has been something that's been quite common, pardon me, in comments, in questions, people saying they're feeling like they're just not motivated to do anything, people saying they just don't feel like doing anything, people saying they're procrastinating, whether that's in business or life or with the kids or whatever. And so today we're going to talk about, how do I get motivated to do what I need to do, whatever that is, whether that's, like I said, in your life, in your business, in your relationship with the kids, whatever. So the first thing then to think about is getting intentional on what it is you actually want or need to do. Getting intentional on what you actually need or think you need or want to do. Like, what is it? What is it that you actually need to do? Because quite often, I don't know if you're like me, sometimes you think, oh, I've got so much I need to do. I've got so much stuff that I've got to get done. Yet I'm not really clear on what all of that stuff actually is. Especially when it comes to the housework and putting the clothes into the wash and washing them and cleaning up after the kids and things like that. So the question really is, the point that we need to really think about is, get intentional on what you actually want to do or what you need to do or what you think you need to do. So the reason why this is really important is for a couple of different reasons. Firstly, because when we are really super clear on exactly what it is that we need to do or want to do, we then program into our minds, into our brains, into what's actually called the reticular activating system in our brains. And I talk about this, I think I spoke about this yesterday as well. It's the reticular activating system is actually a brain stem cells, and it's a cluster of brain stem cells, which is actually located at the back of you, at the back here. But I like to explain it like this because this makes sense. So it's like having an absolutely magical, beautiful door at the forefront of your mind. And when we program our minds to notice what we need to do and the opportunities to help us be able to do them. So we end up opening up this magical door in our minds to see the opportunities and the possibilities of what it is that we need to do and how we can do it easily. So it really supports us in our life, in our business, in whatever we want to do. And an example of this, which is very similar on getting intentional, is when I first ever began NLP coaching. So previous to NLP coaching, I was a sales trainer, a sales coach, and I worked in that industry. And then when I became an NLP coach, I decided that I wanted to support entrepreneurial women to really step into their potential. And I got really super intentional on what it is that I wanted to achieve. And I wrote down a couple of different things. I wrote down become a best-selling author, have another child, because I only had one little girl at the time. Be featured in places like Stylist and Marie Claire and Glamour, have a community and have thousands of people come through my online trainings. And I achieved all of that within just 5 months, apart from the baby thing. She took 9 months to grow, but I was pregnant. And the reason why this is important is because what I did was I got intentional on what it was that I actually wanted to do. So I got really clear, like, what is it that I want to do? And I programmed the part of my brain, the reticular activating system, to notice all the opportunities and possibilities to help and support me to be able to do that. And so what happened was, every time something happened, my reticular activating system, this big, beautiful, magical dot in my brain, would open and notice all the things that were happening around me that would back up being able to achieve them things. And this goes both ways. Now, this is a slightly different topic, but I think it'll be helpful for you today. So this goes both ways. If you have a limiting belief or a belief that's limiting you, for example, you might say, I'm just not motivated to do the things that I need to do. Then what will happen is your reticular activating system, your brain, is programmed to then notice all of the reasons to back that up. So it works in the same way. It still notices all the opportunities and the reasons to back up why you cannot achieve the things that you want to achieve or be motivated to do the things that you want to do. And so it happens both ways, and it's really important to be aware of this, because when we know this, we know that we can program our brains, especially what we call the reticular activating system, to notice everything that's going to support us, and it'll notice the opportunities and possibilities to help us be able to achieve things and be motivated towards achieving the things that we want to achieve. So the first thing, get intentional on what it is that you're actually wanting to be motivated to do. Like, what do you actually need to do? The second thing, do you really need to do it? Yeah, do you really need to do it? Now, in the beginning of this lockdown situation, I found myself feeling very overwhelmed with the amount of housework that I had to do alongside running my full-time business with 6 members of staff, and feeling like there was a lot to do. And it led me to then feel unmotivated to do it. And I had to have a real word with myself, and I had to get intentional first on exactly what it is that I wanted to do and thought I needed to do, including the business stuff and the housework and the kids stuff. And then I had to ask myself, do I really need to do this? Like, for example, cleaning the house. It needs doing, but do I need to do it right now? Ironing, does this really need doing now? Can I outsource it? Just an example, if that's an opportunity. And it's not just them kind of things, it's everything. So you could write out your list of everything that you need to do, everything that you needing to feel motivated towards doing, and then go through that list and ask yourself, do I really need to do this? And if the answer is yes, then that's okay. If the answer is no, then that's okay too. Whatever. It's just about helping support you to ensure that you're not just maybe putting so much pressure on yourself, thinking that you should get all of this stuff done when actually it might not be a must-have right now. So the second thing was, do you really need to do it? The third thing is, when it comes to motivation, imagine the feelings that you'll feel once you've done it. So imagine how you'll feel once you've done all of the things that you want to do, that you need to feel motivated towards doing. So there's something in neuro-linguistic programming, in the framework of NLP, called anchoring. And anchoring is a really beautiful way of understanding how our emotions work and how to recall an emotion when we need it the most. And what I mean by this is, if at any point I need to feel motivated, I can recall the feelings of feeling motivated at any given time based on the NLP technique anchoring. So this point then is imagining the feelings that you'll have once you have done it. So once you've been through that list and done all of the things that you think or you need or you should be doing, or you need to feel motivated towards doing, then imagine, how will I feel once I've done this? And visualize yourself having done it, having completed all the things that you want to do, and feeling really the way that you'd feel, however that feels for you. So whether you're excited or happy or relieved or exhausted from having done them, however you think that you will feel, it will be different for everybody, because we all have a different model of the world, and that is okay. So the first thing was, get intentional on what you actually want to do, what you need to do, what you want to feel motivated towards doing. The second thing is, ask yourself, do I really need to do that? The third thing, imagine the feelings you'll feel once you've done it. And the fourth thing is really bringing anchoring into it. So borrow the feelings from a time in the past where you were really, really motivated. Okay, so imagine a time in the past where you felt really, really motivated towards doing something, or you'd completed something and you felt really excited and really motivated about it. Imagine what those feelings feel like. See what you'd see, hear what you'd hear, and really allow yourself to feel the feelings of feeling completely and utterly motivated. See what you'd see, hear what you'd hear, and feel the feelings of feeling completely motivated. And just borrow that feeling from the past and then go back to the list of the intention of what you actually want to do, what you need to do, what you want to feel motivated towards doing, along with that borrowed feeling. So you can encompass that feeling right now in the moment. So to recap, today we are talking about how do I get motivated to do what I need to do. The first point was get intentional on what you actually want to do. The second point was, do you really need to do it? If the answer is yes, that's fine. If the answer is no, that's fine too. Number 3, imagine the feelings you'll feel once you've achieved it. Once you've gone through that list, once you've completed all the things that you need to complete, how will you feel? And the 4th thing was bringing anchoring into the mix. Borrow the feelings from a time in the past where you were really, really motivated towards doing something, and allow yourself to encompass that feeling now. So I hope that was helpful, ladies. If there is anything specific that you need help with, please do ask. Every day this week, during the week, I am going through the top questions that we're having, the most common things that people are saying, the questions and the comments that we're getting. If there's anything that I've not covered that you feel like you really need help with, please do reach out and ask. You can ask in the comments or you can ask in the group. If it is really personal, feel free to send me a message. The questions or comments are not shared with other people, so it is completely confidential. And that's it from me today. So I hope that that was helpful. As always, I'm Rebecca Lockwood, your neuro-linguistic programming trainer, hypnosis trainer, and breakthrough coach trainer. And if you need anything from me, you know exactly where to find me.